Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a reading for you. I've been tracking the motion of Venus, your ruling planet, throughout October. This is mostly focused on early mid-October and several aspects that it is making to the larger planets. So Venus moves very quickly, as does Mercury, but in the past early part of the month, Venus aspected Jupiter, Chiron, and Saturn in ways that helped us to recognize the richness of our emotional expression and experience, a real acknowledgement of that, and also a healing of that, so that we can build a more productive, a more comfortable, a more authentic future. Venus is now transiting Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, the three outer planets, and this is putting us in sync with the ways in which we have separated ourselves from the past as we've surrendered to it. And also the unexpected opportunities that we are now experiencing as a result of our deep, deep work anchoring into who we really are, exercising the shame, the guilt, the fears, but that leading to new fears, understanding now that fear is really a way of letting you know how important something is to you. But it isn't an experience that stops you or blocks you as it has in the past. Your overall energy, the Knight of Swords, is describing this way in which you're using your keen devotion to the truth, your ability to search for and pursue justice in your life. This is the desire to balance in accordance with your natural loving energy of Venus, Taurus, so that you understand finding real balance, real reciprocity, real mutual aid, and the ability to negotiate in a neutral way is what you are pursuing. And this is coming from the King of Wands, shows this unshakable confidence and faith in who you are and in your skills, in your worthiness to be on display, to show others how, to teach, to perform, to entertain, to give back to others in some significant way. In the 10th house, the house of your social identity, the way others see you, the 10 of Swords is describing succinctly the life of suffering and pain that you are releasing. So much of your strength is based, so much of your art and your ability to express yourself is based on painful experiences of loss, of heartbreak, of sadness. And this is you releasing that, understanding that life doesn't have to be a struggle, that everything doesn't always end up with you being betrayed or cut out, excluded, or rejected. And part of the beauty of Venus's many aspects is the way that you are rapidly experiencing others or opportunities in the world that reflect back to you your potential rather than your deficits or your faults. In the first house, the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10s are indicating how much is changing not only for you, but in the world. These are changes that are benefiting you so that as a release of this idea of suffering, there is an embrace of true abundance, true wealth, true prosperity, so that you understand how that you have everything you need around you, all the support, all the resources necessary to achieve whatever it is you desire. You're also part of a community that shares resources, that understands that there is learning that is experienced through the experiences, the sharing of experiences with others. So this is a safe place where you are sharing, where you can trust that your confidences are appreciated for what they are and kept so. In the fourth house of your home, your family, the Eight of Pentacles. I hardly know a Taurus that does not work hard all the time. This, in this way, is very akin to Capricorn energy. Here you are building something from scratch. You are fortifying your foundation in every way that you can. This can be something as straightforward as renovating your house, fixing the foundation, working on various aspects of fortifying your home base, your foundation. Improving upon aspects of your foundation, your relationships, building something that requires this phenomenal investment of all of your energy. And your ability to do so closely mirrors the way that you are developing yourself as a person. Everything is put on the altar of productivity, moving forward, building something, putting in the elbow grease. In the seventh house of significant others, we have the Queen of Swords, which is about the ways that you no longer see possibilities in relationships in the same way. So here you are challenging your own assumptions about the way things are supposed to be, the kind of partner, friends, or family you're supposed to have, and you're opening up through exposure to others to new ideas instead of seeing yourself as an authority in relationships. And it looks like mostly an authority around heartache. You're opening up to other ways of doing things, other criterion on which you now begin to build relationship with others. This isn't based on making assumptions about people or imagining that something is better or lesser than you or your resources. This is about understanding that relationships are built. They are not just fallen into. They are not there waiting for you to experience. They are built up. And you are willing to do the work. You're willing to listen to the ideas of others, to expose yourself to the information that you need. If this reading resonates with you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the ways that you engage with me as I seek to grow this channel, and I love to hear your comments if this does resonate for you. I'm going to clarify these cards with Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas deck in keeping with the Halloween spirit, the entrance into harvest festivals, and towards winter moss. So this is the beginning of our retreat to our core as we look to the return of the light at the year's end. So the Ten of Pentacles is going to be clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, a repeat, and this Four of Swords. Interesting. So it looks like you have thought long and hard about what wealth, what community, what comfort, what security means to you, and that you have not let go or released the desire to have it all. In fact, you know that you can have it all. In many ways, you now recognize that you do have it all. And part of having that is that you are ensconced in a community that mirrors your own level of openness, generosity, and stability. so that you work very hard at understanding and contributing to a sense of family, community, a team that allows you to grow in a safe way, allows you to share the range of your experiences, allows you to amplify what you have by sharing with others. In the fourth house, the Eight of Pentacles is clarified by two cards, the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. I must have this deck upside down. So the Nine of Pentacles is about your independence. It is the next step. It's the step you're building towards. This does not forestall any of the benefits of the Ten of Pentacles, which is this abundant, sharing, resourceful community that is safe, that is stable. But you recognize in order to continue to make decisions that are in your own best interest, you need your independence. And this works hand in hand with this community of safety and security. You are allowed privacy. You're allowed your own individual expression in a way that contributes to this sense of productivity, of generating abundance, of being in tune with those you work with, and having goals that are reflected in the natural environment. This is underscoring harvest time, the time we are in October, this beautiful time that is universally celebrated throughout the world, through many cultures, in many religions, so that you are exemplifying the spirit of building, and not only building and giving, but of allowing yourself to receive those rewards. And it looks like one of the biggest rewards that you could hope for is your independence, your ability to do things on your own, for yourself, on your own terms. The Queen of Swords in the seventh house is clarified by one card, the Ace of Candles. That's the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Interesting. So something new is clear to you. You have a new vision of rebirth, of relationships, what they mean to you, in part based on your own desire to share love, a new abundance of love, an abundance of feelings, of not hiding your feelings, but sharing those, and also a new sense of the truth, the new sense of your authenticity, being who you are, expressing yourself exactly as you are. And this is part of what you are exploring through your relationships, in your efforts to understand new ideas. So there is a new birth, something new is beginning. Perhaps this is a new significant other, a new project, a new sense of justice and balance that you are receiving as a result of efforts you have already made. In the 10th house, the Ten of Swords is clarified by the Five of Needles. That's the Five of Swords and the Death card. Perfect. Okay, so what I love about this card is I see more precisely what you're releasing. Not only are you releasing a lot of negative ideas from the past, but this is reinforcing that there was previously a sense or an experience of a lot of conflict and argument, debate, struggle, clashing with others, differences of ideas, not being able to articulate that in a way that was not hurtful. And in fact, as a result of a lot of the feedback you got, perhaps there was a lot of criticism in your family of origin. Expressing your ideas often comes across as harsh or has in the past, or critical, and you are releasing that because you no longer feel criticized. You understand that experience and you've learned from it, and you recognize that part of what you were experiencing in the past, that the way in which you blamed others for betrayals or unkindness or rejection, is really a reflection, or has been a reflection, of your former self. You were sharp. You were caustic with your words or your actions. And now you've released that. You've understood where that came from, that you are not trying to experience that kind of meanness. And that's what's sort of coming through, a meanness. Instead, you're releasing the need for that. You understand that there are other ways to experience yourself. You don't want to fight. You don't want to argue. You don't want to be inundated with negative stories or pessimism or the inertia of others through their cynicism. And you are releasing that and understanding that you are now in the position to reshape your experiences, your relationships with yourself, with value, with your security, with your possessions, being comfortable with who you are and what you have. And in that way, there is no animosity. There is little anger. If you're struggling with anger or a sense of resentment, this is something that you're being encouraged to find guidance, find partnership, uh, experience, allow yourself to grow, to learn, to ask for the help that you need. This is challenging because of the way many of us have been culturally conditioned to believe that asking for certain kinds of help is weakness or is fruitless. Others can't know our pain, as an example, and that isn't the point of support or guidance. It's to help you understand your pain so that you can recognize that you have all the skills and strategies to cope with that in a way that is much more productive and much kinder to yourself. So this is a huge turnover for you. There is a lot of change in your life, and you're experiencing that superficially, but it's coming from a very deep place in your life. I'm going to finish up this reading, Taurus, with a seed and sickle. Whoops, that's way too many cards. And what flipped over, I will take what's on top, and that is the clematis, number 22, which was or is in some decks the number of the Fool. The Fool is both 22 and 0, although in contemporary times we usually assign the number 0 to the Fool. But in the past, he was the end, the Alpha and the Omega, and represents the Ouroboros, the snake eating his tail. So the beginning is the ending, or the ending is the beginning in this case. Number 22 reduces to 4, which is the Emperor card, which I believe is exemplifying the energy that you have used to protect yourself for a very long time. And you're softening that. Your Venus energy is softening at this particular time. You're really letting go of the way these things that have helped you in the past are no longer appropriate for the situation you're in now. You're ready for something different. Clematis reads, you've been holding on so tightly to your control of the world that your fingers are starting to ache. But here's a thought. How about you try letting go? Not everything needs to be controlled, and you may find that you've put enough safeguards in place to be able to support yourself even without clinging on so. You'll naturally want to resist the feeling of falling, but you may find that a fall isn't actually coming and that it feels good to let go. Thank you so much, Taurus, for this reading. I appreciate your likes and your subscribes. Until next time, namaste.